everyone. This is week 3, day 3, our well, it's not our semi-finals. Finals is going to be after this game. This game will be the game that will dictate who will become third, who will become fourth. But today, I am your commentator, Kuroshiro, and I'm today joined by...
Myxieneo. Welcome, everybody. We are going to be having Halcyon versus SugarBabies as our two teams competing for the third place in our Checkmate Tourney.
Now, it seems like SugarBabies Hunter will be coming out first, and Ghost Survivor will be coming out from Ghost side. From yesterday's matches as well, we've seen how... No, wait, is it? It's SugarBabies versus Halcyon. Oh no, my bad. It's yesterday, so we've seen how SugarBabies Hunter play. They play relatively well, but it's really up to the survivors now to redeem their mistakes from yesterday, because they made quite a few major mistakes mid to late game, which led to their early game round 1 advantage to a loss.
Yeah, thanks for the recap. I'm also looking forward to seeing how they play. Maybe we'll see a different character roster compared to the other days that they've played, because aside from all those misplays, we've also seen some pretty interesting stuff from both teams. I think it's going to be our first time commentating for SugarBabies U. So I'm looking forward to that, and of course, looking forward to seeing Halcyon play again. I guess we can go over to the roster before we proceed with the band pick selection. How about it?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. From SugarBabies side, they have their Hunter, Kutu Lanux, and their sub, Rika, who is a survivor. SugarBabies' main survivors are RV, Pablo ZG, Dakiri, RV Sapphire, and Angel D. From yesterday's matches, we can see that they're a team comp which consists of a lot of support. We've seen quite a few female dancers, Annies, entomologists, forwards, and psychologists, and acrobats in general. That is how their roster goes. What about Halcyon, Mixie?
So for Halcyon, we've got Forbidden, we've got No More, Yunoya, and Bunny Bun Bun as their survivors, and we have Algies for their hunter. Yesterday, we saw some a bit of different picks that we've seen from Halcyon's players. I know we saw Yunoya stepping up with the little girl, which was super fun to watch. We had Bunny Bun Bun playing Entomologist, Toy Merchant, Acrobat. No More was playing Embalmer and Entomologist, and Forbidden was playing Mercenary, Patient, and Batter.
Very solid picks, of course, from Halcyon's side. It does seem like Halcyon Survivor do focus a lot on harass and support in order to get their ciphers done. Well, in order to buy times for their ciphers to be done. But for today, though, what matters the most right now is whether they'll give us an interesting match to see who becomes third, who becomes fourth, and of course, to see if they have any trump cards to show us that they've been hiding for quite a while now. Because as you said as well, Mixie, we do want to see some, surprise picks coming from the survivor side and the hunter side as well, of course.
For sure. I'm definitely looking forward to maybe seeing some surprise picks from my personal opinion. I think maybe we'll see something cool from Algies, because we've seen a lot of their Hermit and Wax artists. I have a feeling those bands will be in play. I'm also interested in seeing maybe some female dancer from SugarBabies side. I believe it's Sapphire who plays female dancer. But yeah, female dancer has been banned quite a bit. I definitely saw those bands coming out between, I think, SugarBabies and the Ghost team, which we'll be seeing later, go up against Omega. But yeah, those are just my predictions. Hopefully, we'll both be surprised.
Yeah, it also depends. Well, I mean, for female dancer in general, it really depends on the map, of course. If the map is too big to give support, then it'll be quite hard for female dancer to be coming out. But from our round 1 map picks, it seems like the SugarBabies Hunter has decided to ban Moonlit, and the survivors Halcyon has decided to pick Lakeside Village for their first map.
Interesting stuff. It also looks like we're going to be having the SugarBabies team have their hunter first up with the Halcyon survivors.
seems like the hunter decides to ban Moonlit just because of the roller coaster, of course. Now, in this current meta where we have a spawn selection, it may seem like it's really nice to, someone spawn at second stop, someone spawn at first stop, who's a very easy chase. But at the end of the day, if you get found by the hunter, presumably if you can say, maybe a geisha or even a BQ, even if it's a merc, it's still going to be quite tiring for merc to be able to kite 60 seconds against those two type of hunters. But now then on to the game we go. It seems like first round SugarBabies hunter will be coming out. Halcyon Survivor will also be coming out for this one. The first game is full pressure on both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely both fighting for that third place. We're going to see some intense stuff. It looks like the SugarBabies Hunty is going to opt for a Seer ban first and foremost. Always a solid pick. Of course, I do believe Seer is still the supreme king of getting banned in terms of survivor picks. But of course, we're going to have the Priestess and Mercenary up in play as our first two lock-ins.
Yeah, Priestess and Mercenary is always the way to go in big maps like these. And of course, from SugarBaby's side, it seems like they decided to ban Barmaid alongside with their second ban.
Yeah, definitely we've been seeing a lot of Barmaid bans and a lot of Barmaid usage. She's pretty solid. And it does look like Halcyon is going to opt for that Patient as their third pick.
Yeah. Seems like this team comp is pretty a stable team comp for everyone to be able to kite for quite a bit of time. 60 seconds is definitely guaranteed. And as you've said as well, Barmaid has been banned and has been picked quite a lot in current day meta during our tourneys as well. Main reason of that is because of Priestess. Priestess and Barmaid comp is one of the strongest ones out there. Reason number one being one portal, one Dublin is an immediate heal. And of course, Priestess is inbuilt Trash, which increases healing speed by 10%. Even having impact, it wouldn't make such a big difference when you're chasing after Barmaid. But it seems like Little Girl will be our third ban from SugarBabies Hunter side.
Yeah, I definitely think that in terms of Halcyon, that's a solid choice. We saw Yunoya bring out the little girl yesterday, and Halcyon is really great with teamwork. We've seen it in every bracket they've played in. They are going to opt for the Toy Merchant though, and I'm super excited to see that Toy Merchant gameplay. She's definitely my favorite. I can't help but let out the bias. But I will note that the Toy Merchant and Priestess combination here is definitely going to give the survivors high mobility, as if they don't already have it. We have the Mercenary with those elbow pads, the Patient with those hooks. There are some excellent hook spots on Lakeside Village. We know that Big Boat especially, there are some really cool places that you can use the hook for, and it'll just be a pain for the hunter.
Yeah, it'll be really up to SugarBabies Hunter side. I mean, Kudu will be coming out as Hunter for our round one, of course. Dream Witch doesn't seem too bad, but as you said as well, there are a lot of really good hold places for Patient, really good catapult supports for the Toy Merchant, and there's also Priestess as well that's online, which is going to be a huge menace for team support against the Dream Witch. Of course, there's still a chance for Dream Witch to be able to gain some kind of advantage point, but that's only if she can land a really early game when she begins, or else mid to late game, it's all going to be on Survivor side for this one.
Absolutely. And you've said it yourself, we do have that Dream Witch in play. I'm really excited to see more of Telenux's Dream Witch. Yeah, even on such a big map, with having a big map and all those leeches, you can still really pressure survivors. Of course, you just have to stay on top of that leech management and leeching itself.
Yeah, there's a lot to do for this Dream Witch. But it seems like we're gonna lock in Priestess, Mercenary, Toy Merchant, and Patience. It's really up to Dream Witch's positioning as well around the map, because in this map where it may seem like transitioning from one of the best kiting areas to the next kiting area, it seems like there's quite a huge distance to make, but you're still able to, contain in your own area for like a valid 20 to 30 seconds before transitioning away. It's okay to take a normal hit. it's okay to take a leech as long as you don't down fast enough here to give Kutalux any, map pressure or any cipher control. The survivors will still have it quite easy against this stream, which considering their team comp is consists of a full support team aside from a very stable rescuer who is the Mercy.
Yeah, absolutely. While we are waiting for this match to get set up, we do have our survivor persona webs. Of course, those must have been locked in prior to the hunter selection, and it does look like Halcyon is going to opt for a more safer type of team persona webs, because we've even seen matches with Halcyon survivors where they don't bring Tide at all, but they are going to be opting for 2 characters bringing Tide, and then one with Windows and one with Flywheel effect.
Yeah, Toy Merchant with Flywheel isn't too bad, but personally, I still suggest Toy Merchant to go Tide because Toy Merchant's Flywheel, even if she can Flywheel and put down her catapult down, it's still not enough time. The hunters can catch up to you way faster compared to any other survivor. Like, female dancer, Flywheel, slow music box, you can immediately not fly away, you can immediately dance away. Same alongside with the prospector. But for Toy Merchant to pull that kind of feat, it's a little bit hard compared to like all the other survivors who literally run very well with Flywheel.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I think that Toy Merchant definitely has some rescuer potential too. You can definitely use the catapult and the glider to kind of prolong your rescue in order to not get pressured. Of course, when you get closer to the ground, the hunter can just hit you out of it, but you can still kind of mind game them in the air. Another trick I really like to do with Toy Merchant, it's a little bit risky considering the basement trick that hunters are definitely capable of with the falling, but you can glide into basement as well. So that's another really fun thing to do.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that Toy Merchant is basically immune to all damage on air until she reaches to a certain point where the hunter can hit her on air. But when that happens, you're almost a guarantee rescue because like you're not gonna be stalled out like outside from a far range from the chair by the hunter because you do have your catapult, you can fly, it's not like you can't just close into the distance. Sometimes I would even say like Toy Merchant is more of a guarantee distance closing chair rescuer compared to a mercenary. Toy Merchant only needs 1 catapult, meanwhile Mercy sometimes needs 1 or 2 depending on his location, of course. But as well as that, during her rescue, she can put down a catapult. After rescuing the survivor can immediately take the catapult if the hunter decides not to break it, of course. So at the end of the day, Toy Merchant is still better off running Tide. As you said as well with the basement rescue, that is almost a guarantee no damage hit until you get to the bottom of basement.
For sure. I definitely agree with you as well, the comparison between Toy Merchant and Mercenary. With Toy Merchant, as long as that catapult is still in play, you'll always have that glider. It's just a cooldown, and a cooldown is a lot better than item depletion, such as the Mercenary's elbow pad.
Yeah. Now then, on to the match we go. We have Mercenary no more. They're gonna be changing. Yeah, Forbidden's gonna go Patient. Bunny it will be going Toy Merchant, and we'll have a Priestess from Unoya.
Yeah, interesting comp. I do believe we've seen Unoya play Priestess in previous brackets, and yesterday we saw Bunny playing Toy Merchant. We've seen a little bit of Patient from Forbidden, but I was definitely expecting Forb to maybe bring out that Mercenary. I think they might have played him yesterday, but of course, No More has also played Gravekeeper in the past, so they are a pretty solid rescuer as well.
Yeah. I think we maybe. Did Patient change his persona?
Oh.
Patient was supposed to be running Tide for this one, but it seems like Patient did have Flywheel before the lock-in started, so...
Good pointing that out, we might have to adjust that in a second, but we can definitely check once we get into the match. But yeah, of course that is the reason to set up the persona webs prior to the hunter selection to make it more fair.
course.
But
Now we will.
oh no, go for it.
Oh no, I'm just saying we will be checking if patient brought tide for this one. I think he did. Unless he changed it last second, because I didn't see any. Actually, you can't really see flywheel at all. But it seems like for this match, we're gonna have a little bit of a pause deduction right here to double check with the survivors from Halcyon side, because we just saw as well patients did have flywheel before they all locked in on the screen.
Yeah, for sure. I guess while we wait, I do want to note that usually we see the kind of wall formation spawn, but we had Tilinux have a little opening which they choose to spawn through. We had I believe it was the patient selecting that sort of area by the big rock rather than join the rest of the survivors as a wall.
It's not such a bad spawn though, to be fair as well, because if you decide to spawn like a straight line in Lakeside, especially against a Dream Witch, it's not going to be that easy at the end of the day. But it does seem like we will be restarting the match. We will be restarting the match right now to get the Persona's webs correctly.
Yeah, good catch you.
Probably a small mistake made by the survivors, of course, but as you said as well, Patient deciding to spawn out by the rock. It seems like Patient wants to become the... It seems like Patient does want to become the hero for this game, but as we've seen as well, Kudu did opt out to go for Priestess instead, so we'll just see how this goes again. But of course, Priestess does have a second chance with this one, because we're going to redo the map. We're not going to redo this map, so everyone's going to spawn in the same location, but Priestess will have another chance to rotate into a better area compared to before, because we did have a pause moments during the game.
And I definitely think that that small boat area is an interesting place for Priestess. You'll have to definitely place those portals right. There are a lot of thin walls, lots of Oreo portal potential, but there is the area around the shack. The only problem with that is that there could be basement there. There's definitely less area to work with, and breaking line of sight in the cornfield is a bit harder than with the wall areas, the ruins by the small boat.
Yeah, but small boat for Priestess is still a little bit risky though at the end of the day, because the hunter could potentially just use one leech, put it underneath the window of small boat, and then Dream Witch's main leech will be, at the entrance of small boat. So therefore, during that sandwich situation, Priestess would still be getting a really early hit. At the end of the day, there is a lot of chances for sandwich situations as well, as you said, but rotating to shack also gives the hunter the advantage that the basement may be spawning there, and if they do down really fast, it's not going to be a very good call for Halcyon survivor side, of course.
Definitely some solid points there. I would have expected the Priestess to spawn in the big boat.
Yeah, because Priestess big boat long portal, like that's what we want to see. That's what the survivor wants to see. So you can just rotate straight towards the portal, and then the Priestess can heal you immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't recall where Toy Merchant was spawned prior though, but having the Toy Merchant at big boat still poses a threat. Yeah, it does look like we are going to have Toy Merchant at the big boat. You can definitely set up some really good catapults there. You can set them up around the ramp. You can set them up around the right shore. That'll help you get up to the big boat. There's also it's a little bit hard to nail, but there is a catapult inside the big boat itself where if you place it correctly, the catapult can fling you up to the second floor through the hole.
Yeah, of course, as you said as well. There's a lot of scenarios here for this and lots of scripts to write, but it's really up to the survivors on how they play this. And then on to the game we go. Until they didn't change Persona, did they? Well then, third time's the charm. They forgot to change the persona once again. We will have to X out and double check again with Halcyon Survivor side on this one. Sorry for the wait, but yeah, they forgot. They just immediately locked in thinking that they actually changed to Tide. Of course, it does happen. We do have all our sleepy days. And we do have days that we don't even remember what we did just like 2 minutes ago. That is me every single day, of course. But we will be restarting this match as well. Yeah, there was supposed to be 2 ties.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, easy mistake. I feel like even just going into IDV normally, even in rank, you might change your character on the team and then realize too late that the character you opted to play to balance out the team doesn't have the correct persona build.
Yeah. Sometimes
Yeah.
you may see a flywheel merc coming out because I've been meeting flywheel mercs in my rank sessions a lot now.
Oh, absolutely. Even one of my friends, happy birthday, Hal, if you are here, loves to bring silly persona webs. And every time he plays Merc, he ends up having that flywheel Merc. But yeah, we just want to make sure that it's fair. Of course, we have that rule that you must choose your persona webs and make it known to the staff prior to the hunter selection to even things out. We just want to make sure that it is fair and square as much as possible.
Yep.
So thank you, chat, for waiting. First, lucky viewers who are watching the VOD for this will get to skip over. But
yes, he changed. Yes, nice, he changed. Okay, we did third time's the charm, lads. It's a bit awkward situation for us as well, but as Mixie has said, it will be a bit unfair to Survivor change your persona midway, because in the current meta, hunters do have a little bit of a disadvantage. Of course, if, let's say, hypothetically speaking, Breaking Wheel was picked and survivors decided to choose Windows, but then they ended up opting out for Flywheel instead, seeing that Breaking Wheel has come out, it would be very unfair for the match, which is why, of course, we have to follow the rules. Now then, onto the game we go. Third time's the charm, of course, and then we will see the spawn locations for the third time. Let's engrave this into our hearts. Priestess will be a small boat, Normal will be a middle, Bunny will be a big boat, and Forbidden will be as the one window, one pallet cipher.
yes, and good luck to both teams. This is going to be the Halcyon Survivors versus the SugarBabies Hunter in the first half of round 1.
Yes, but if Kudu decides to opt out for Priestess first chase again, then it's going to be very interesting to see. Because is he going to change his strategy at all? Or is he going to go with the same mindset that he had for the past 2 restarts that we have now? Then seeing where Myxieneo is, it seems like Myxieneo wants to rotate into a better location for a longer portal, but it seems like there's nowhere she can go.
Yeah, I do like the portal, but it is going to get broken right here by the leech. And we are going to see a bit of a sandwich situation early on. Myxieneo uses up that second portal.
But at least I won't be getting a hit here, because if it's a really early hit, then it's really bad for the survivors, since the stream which did bring Patroller.
Which does happen to be online right now. And first hit with the leech.
And the main body is actually near Small Bowl right now. So once Kudu decides to pull out his follower, his follower stopped, but Kudu needs to pull out his follower in order for him to use his main body's Patroller in order to get Priestess down ASAP right here.
Priestess was able to get the vault before the main body was. We are going to see that main body follow Myxieneo towards the shack. It does look like, lucky enough, there is no basement, but we are going to see that Patroller out. Careful.
It didn't stun. Well, now the question is basement here?
No. Nice down. I do think that the portal was used on the pallet to get across a little bit faster. Opt away from that terror shock, though, of course, still at half health. It does look like we've got some pretty solid cipher progress, though. Forbidden, the patient has finished their cipher, and No More the Mercenary is closing in. And Bunny Bun Bun is over decoding at left shore.
Yeah, it seems like they did get really nice cipher progress on Priestess. This is quite for quite a long time for them to be able to have like a really nice mid game right here. Once Mercenary does a there we go. That's a very stable save right there. But Priestess decides to not vault the window because her leech was on the other side.
I do think she ended up taking the vault regardless, which did result in a hit right here by the main follower. We are gonna see it going over to the mercenary. However, he really needs to watch out so as to avoid a double down. We still have the patroller, but of course, Blink can be available anytime.
Yeah.
And here we're going to see Priestess on her second chair.
To be fair though, from Priestess's side, it probably was better if she decided to vault that window instead, because then she can force a Dream Witch to use Priestess's main leech to dispel it, and then Kutu can't leech onto the mercenary anymore. But because of this leech on the mercy, it seems like Kutu did gain a little bit of vantage points on map pressure, but this leech will be gone anyways due to the fact that, you know, there was a there was a Dream Witch nerf in which you can dispel your leech a little bit faster. But the Terror Shock! Forbidden!
Excellent Terror Shock right there. Unfortunately, Forbidden is going to get chaired outside the shack, and Yunoya is eliminated from the game. That was really tough. I don't think there was a little bit of a bait there, and both leeches were right there. Watch out, Mercenary.
Now Mercy will be forced into the corner right now. Either that he has to use his last elbow pad to go for the save, or he will be downed immediately. Okay, no, never mind. Decided to go for the save immediately right here. It's okay for Kutu just to immediately hit, but that hit in the chair. Kutu. Patient being able to fly away right now from one hook. It seems like Kutu want to aim for the Mercy right now. Mercy has no items remaining. Meanwhile, Patient still has one hook. If Toy Merchant's catapult is around right now, it'll probably be a little bit better. But Kutu still has a chance to use Blink right here.
Was that Blink predict? But unfortunately, it was not utilized. We are going to get another Terror Shock. Great down for Linux. And it does look like we've got the other leech looking for that mercenary, perhaps.
Yeah, it seems like Kutu wants to start camping the ciphers now in order for them not to decode the ciphers at all. Currently, the cipher at Small Boat is a 50-60% cipher. It's quite a huge progress cipher, but now Toy Merchant can come rescue, but Toy Merchant is currently at the other side of Double 11 right now. It seems like Mercy wants to come in once again, having a pocket watch. That hit
nice. Another chair bonk. Yeah. Nice blink, but it is going to hit the mercenary instead. He's going back for his old cipher by the broken shack. And a good thing to note is that cipher is past half. It was his cipher when he went to rescue the priestess who got chaired over there. And Patient is pulling away to Linux over to Big Boat.
But the game is still on Kutulinuk's side, of course, because even if Toy Merchant does get the cipher prime, there's still a leech on the Patient, and Patient cannot dispel his own leech. Right now, Patient either has to contain until the point that he can find a dispel potion, a dispel mark, or he'll be going down here immediately straight away, and will be chaired down, will be returning to the mainer.
The tough situation here is that the dungeon is here, but it does look like Bunny Bun Bun is here for the rescue. I did see her throw an item, so it looks like Mercenary is gonna get another pocket watch.
Toy Merchant with a flywheel successfully escaping.
But the blink!
That's some very precise blink right there, done by Kutu. But Patience decided to use his selfie right in front of the Dream Witch. Of course, that's because he's gonna be dead anyways, since it's his third time on chair. But now the problem is Mercenary has to de-leech as fast as possible. He can't. I wouldn't suggest him to decode in this situation, because even if you do get a Cypher's pop, it's going to be a one-hit Mercy down at the end of the day.
For sure. And we are going to see Toy Merchant chaired right in front of the Mercenary cipher. And we are going to get a pause here. Another thing to note, definitely a disadvantage at Halcyon's point, because the cipher's there, the Toy Merchant is chaired there, and the dungeon is right beside them. So
And of course, the problem is Mercenary doesn't have any items as well to be able to contain for 60 seconds until Toy Merchant returns to the mainer.
Absolutely. We did see the mercenary use up all his items, the elbow pads, the two pocket watches. Even with that delayed damage, it is a little bit tougher to fight for that dungeon.
Yeah.
Because Toy Merchant, I believe, will be on their first chair.
And of course, for first chair, it will still, like, if they do decide to bring Snooze, it'll be quite a long time before the Toy Merchant returns to the mainer. 3 seconds may seem long, may seem short, but it's actually really long. Oh, hit it the Mercenary right here, but Mercy can't come near the Cypher. Oh no, they can't hop. Because all what Kudu has to do is to wait for Mercy to go down. Oh, Kudu decides to...
breaking the catapult, so Tulanux couldn't swing. It does look like one is gonna try and shoot for that dungeon, however. But yeah, Blink isn't online for this leech just yet.
Oh, that didn't hit right there. And Toy Merchant does have no catapult remaining, so and Toy Merchant's leech is coming back right now, so Toy Merchant will be returning back to the mainer right now, but it doesn't seem like Kudu can reach towards the Mercenary anymore. The gate is at 43%, but it should be done by the time Dream Witch finishes leeching the Mercy. And if Dream Witch is not careful right here, I think Toy Merchant is actually
Toy Merchant can get to the dungeon.
Toy Merchant is at the dungeon.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! Oh my god! Congratulations to Halcyon and SugarBabies. That was such a clutch tie.
Yeah, it seems like Kutu wanted to aim for the 4-man, but the gate was just about enough for that to become a tie right there.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Mercenary has a little bit of a slower decoding, and of course that main body and that leech was just right there. But as soon as that leech became active, Mercenary was able to go through that gate. Wow, really intense stuff. That was a really nice little bit of a redemption kite for the Toy Merchant there. We didn't get to see them kite much because they went in for that rescue and got hit in the process. We saw some great kites from Toya. We saw some redemption kites from Forbidden as well. Although they weren't able to get that rescue, they were able to make use of their rescues even without Tide. So yeah, congrats. We are going to be in a tie situation. So great on SugarBabies for really putting up a good fight, and Halcyon for still keeping SugarBabies on their toes. This is definitely a matchup, and it's tough to call who's going to emerge as third place. But of course, it's still the first half of the first round. We are going to be seeing the SugarBaby survivors up next.
And we'll be seeing the Halcyon's Hunters coming up as well. But of course, for Kutu's side as well, the Dream Witcher side, it probably was better to not break the catapult right there, because even if they do pop the Cypher on time, you are still able to get a hit on either one of them. If it's the Merc, then it's fine. You can slug the Merc because the Merc does have a very relatively slow healing speed. But if it's the Toy Merchant, then even if Merc does take that catapult right there, he wouldn't really be able to go too far away from where Dream Witch originally was, due to the fact that Mercy does not have any items remaining as well. But for that game, I feel like the turning point, Kutu got the game on his side during that terror shock made on the patient. But I feel like if Kudu did not destroy that catapult, there was no way that the survivors could have popped that Cypher at all, because all what Kudu really had to do was to wait the Mercy to be bled out. Mercy would be a half health, and regardless, it's 2-in-1. You have a choice between two right now. They're all at 1 hit down. Mercy is not going to be a 30-second mini tie time for himself because he won't be at full health right there. And of course, Toy Merchant be able to contain for such a long time as well, allowing Mercenary to open that gate, and as well allowing herself to crawl towards that dungeon. Because she does have Flywheel, her crawl speed does get increased by 25% if I am not wrong. So very well done. Well, a very good job done by Halcyon survivors, taking advantage of SugarBabies Hunter's small mistake right there.
Yeah, definitely. Really solid points, you. I'm surprised as well that they opted for that catapult breaking. I feel like I usually
Mm,
see hunters break after it's been used. I definitely think that because the leech was so close to the catapult, if they popped it right then and immediately took the catapult, you could probably still hit the toy merchant before they're able to glide. Uh, Not opting to chair. It was a really tough situation because Mercenary was already at the gate at that point, and they were really shooting to potentially down the Mercenary as well because they had those leeches over on the toy merchant. But of course, it did work against them in the end. So it
yeah.
does look like we are proceeding to the banned pick selection for our second half. We did
Mhm.
start off with that priestess band first thing.
And it seems like Forward will be banned as well from Halcyon's Hunter side because Halcyon's Hunter does not play Dream Witch, so Forward is quite a huge trash towards their Hunter's pool. And from Sugar Baby Survivor's side, because Halcyon decides to not ban Priestess, Zero will be coming out alongside with Mercenary and Patient.
Yeah, interesting composition. A little bit similar to our previous one, but oh, we are going to be seeing Barmaid finish off the Survivor team composition. Psychologist was banned. Definitely another solid pick. Being able to heal from virtually anywhere on the map is definitely a strong
Yeah.
threat, and to be able to tank those hits. But honestly, you mentioned the priestess and barmaid combination, but I definitely think that seer and barmaid are also a threatening combination together as part of a
Mhm.
team composition.
Yeah.
And replacing those portals with an owl to guarantee that heal can definitely extend a kite for so much longer.
Mhm. And also, Sugar Baby Survivor did a really good job as well countering Halcyon's Hunter's counter ban. Because once Halcyon's Hunter banned the psychologist, that means whatever hunter that Halcyon's gonna play, they don't want to give the survivors any time to heal, which is why they decided to ban psychologist for this one. But it seems like the hermit will be coming out. Very good ban coming from the hunter side. But of course, survivors did manage to counterplay this one with the barmaid being able to tank more hits than usual. And of course, if you're playing hermit, you need to be very careful as well. Even though Seer may be able to block one hit, if somehow you do mess up with the damage sharing, the whole tide will be turned towards hermit side.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we've definitely seen some really solid hermit plays by Algaes. Getting that hermit out there before hermit is potentially banned is definitely a good idea. I do think that hermit is going to be a really good pick on such large maps like Lakeside Village.
Mhm.
Um, Being able to have that extra mobility with the, oh, I'm so sorry.
Hmm?
I was a part of Sugar Babies right there. I forgot to switch.
Oh
Sorry.
no, it's
But yeah.
fine. And from the survivors persona, we'll have Merc running tight, Patient running tight, Seer running broken windows, and Blarmaid running flywheel for this one.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, Solid choice for Persona Webs. I think, of course, Double Tide is pretty standard in terms of safe team comps. Having Seer with the broken window is definitely good. And Barmaid with the flywheel. I love seeing barmaids with flywheel. It's basically like an extra Dufresne.
Of course, but for this game, it really what interests me right now about this game is what will Halcyon's Hunter decide to run for this one? Is it going to be a teleport hermit for full map control, or is it going to be a blink hermit? When the survivor decides to damage her 3 times, the hermit immediately blinks and down the next survivor. Of course, the only call to this is even though every survivor is a one hit down, you still have damage sharing. They still can come rescue even though they're a one hit down. It's really a situational thing for hermit to do. Of course, depending on this team come as well, we do have a barmaid who can tank quite a few hits to prolong the kite for as long as possible.
For sure. And we are going to be proceeding to the area selection shortly. I wonder if they're gonna opt for a similar placement. Kind of like Halcyon, they didn't opt for the wall. But of course, going with the sort of wall formation is definitely a really solid choice to kind of look at the draw for the hunter
Mm,
as well.
Now then, it seems like we have Angel D running Patient, Duck Kitty running Seer, Sapphire running Barmaid, Pablo ZG with Mercenary, alongside which Tide, Windows, Flywheel, and another Tide. Halcyon Hunter will be going Hermit for this one. It seems like they don't actually have the S. I'm joking, I'm not going to talk about that. But area selection mode will be proceeding on very shortly. There will be 5 seconds on the clock right now for the survivors to finish their persona choices, and we will be proceeding immediately onto the map selection now.
Oh yeah, they are gonna opt for something a little different. I'm interested to see it. It gives Alju some leeway to spawn over by the small boat. Let's see where they end up choosing.
It's a bit surprising for me to see Sapphire being very close towards middle, even though middle is very close towards towards the big bowl. But because Seer is in there as well, it may be a little hard right now. But of course, this is a trap laid out by the Sugar Baby survivor. Allowing Barmaid to be in middle is basically trying to bait the Hermit in saying, please chase after me. Please chase after me.
For sure. Good luck to both teams. This is the Sugar Babies survivors versus the Halcyon Hunter in the second half of round 1.
And then onto the game we go. We'll have Hermit spawning right by the shack window. Right now, still waiting to see Wash Cypher will be. Oh no, decide not to wait anymore. Now that no survivors has any polarity on them, so it's gonna be pretty hard for Hermit to be landing 2 orbs on the survivors in order to stun them and to get a basic kill.
We have 2 survivors in this area. I do think that Altis is going to opt for the Barmaid as the first chase.
But will this trap be successful from Sugar Baby's side? Now then, 8 seconds on the clock for... Oh, they did get the hit right there though. Sapphire! Didn't put it down on time, but she can still heal up, so that's fine. There's also the Seer's Owl, which is ready right about now, and it seems like from the Hunter's Persona side, he will be running Blink for this one with 5 seconds remaining for Blink. Gets stuck a little bit right there, can't blink down, because it seems like Barmaid did grasp the Blink time pretty well for this one.
Right, and Sapphire is able to get their heal and mix right here.
Now the biggest problem is, even if Hermit does give Sapphire the blue polarity, all survivor will be able to change polarity in order to help Sapphire to contain for an even longer time. We see as well that Patient doesn't have any polarity on him, so he'll be decoding the fastest in this game right now.
For sure. I think it also gives him some good leeway to go for that rescue if necessary, since he is one of the... Oh! Excellent terror shot right there.
Thank God Seer changed polarity on time, or else the Barmaid would be down instantly.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really, really close call. Now we are going to see a Mercenary switching over to blue. Oh, nice owl right there.
Nice owl,
Sapphire the heal.
But Sapphire still has a speed doubling on her hands though, and alongside which a flywheel. It'll be a flywheel. No flywheel coming out from that one. I usually would flywheel that, to be fair. Flywheeling an orb is possible. It really just depends on the survivor's timing and how well they time against that orb.
Oh, and we do see Sapphire transitioning over towards the big rock area after utilizing all of the pallets and stuff over by the small boat. The Cypher progress is still getting pretty solid. I think... Oh, nice pallet stun right there. Duck Kitty and Pablo are almost done with theirs, and Angel D is halfway.
Yeah, and 3 survivors now have blue polarity, so this Barmaid will take at least 3 more hits before she actually goes down. Right now, with 3 ciphers remaining, oh, very successful stun right there, but it's not enough for Barmaid right now.
Alright, we are seeing Barmaid move closer and closer towards the big boat area. They're at the little pallet around here by the big boat. Oh, not able to get that pallet stun, but does force
Seer should change polarity.
Oh,
it's
nice
scary,
pallet stun.
Very nice pallet stun, yes. Seer needs to change polarity. Seer won't die if he... Seer, okay. Never mind, Mercy did it instead. Oh well, that's not too bad then. Oh, but we do see the ciphers as well. It's going down pretty fast with 2 ciphers remaining right now. It seems like Hermit wants to... Oh, didn't predict where Sapphire was right there. Didn't go quite far as he expected. Right now, Sapphire gets the blue polarity right here. Is Seer... No, Seer doesn't have to change right here. There's no need for any of them to change right now. It's okay for Sapphire to go down here immediately.
Amazing kite by Sapphire. They were able to get that heal in for Mercenary, and they're already halfway on a cipher. We are going to see Sapphire go into the basement. However, are they going to get put in the last chair? Yeah, I understand. That was a really solid kite, but we are going to be seeing both of the tide carriers at full health or about, and they're all sharing the same polarity as well, so...
Yeah.
That cipher is nearly primed. I think both of them are on it.
Yeah. Mercy has a little bit. Be careful. Immediately, level that. Nice. Very nice.
It was a really nice polarity change. It was just at the entrance. Oh, knocking down Seer, but of course, Patient is still at the cipher. Really like that trick of Algaes and is able to get the hit on Sapphire here, but they are able to pop the last cipher. Will Algaes continue chasing Sapphire?
Or is Algaes decide to the mind game right here? Sapphire did close down a huge distance right here. Sapphire needs to jump down here immediately, but is there a flywheel? There is no flywheel coming out.
Beautiful blink to get Sapphire up here. Pablo is in the area and is going to make moves away from this gate. Patient and Seer are already by the cornfield gate.
Yeah. Well, Pablo
could actually get the... he could get the dungeon for sure.
Yeah. There's double red polarity right here, so even if Pablo does take a hit, he won't be going down at all, sadly.
I think we did see the utilization of the final elbow pad, but of course...
Pablo shouldn't stay here. I think it's too risky.
I think he does seem like he's going towards the gate instead. There's still that tinnitus, but there it goes. Sapphire is eliminated, but that was a really excellent kite from beginning to end.
Yeah, it seems like they did get their bait out correctly for this one, and the fish did take the hook. The virus can't leave because they need to wait for Mercy. Well, they can leave now. Yeah, they can leave.
Yeah, they got that heal in right before. Congratulations to SugarBabies for the win. That was a 3-man elimination and 3-man escape and 1-person elimination.
Yes. Well, there we can see why do we ban Psychologist and the counterplay with the Barmaid right there. Barmaid being able to contain for such a long time right there is because of Seer and because of her teammate polarity sharing as well. They know what they were doing, which is why Hermit is quite counterable in these types of situations. But because there will be a mini adjustment made by Hermit right now, after the adjustment, Hermit's polarity changing time will be increased to 90 seconds if I'm not wrong, to prevent the survivors from sharing damage as much as possible. But in exchange, the decoding progress lost will be reduced from 15 to 8% instead. But we'll just see how next season's Hermit do for this one. But for today, we have seen how SugarBaby survivors played against Halcyon's Hunter, who mains Hermit in this game. We did see the very nice bait with the Barmaid. Barmaid coming out was the main bait for that one. Decides to not ban Seer. Well, there was a small paradox there to be chosen. It's either you ban Seer or you ban Priestess, or else, even if you do chase after Barmaid, this Barmaid will be healing even faster than before.
For sure. We definitely saw that owl coming into play on that last usage of Dublin. We also saw some just impeccable teamwork, no matter what, regardless of whether the seconds are 90 or less. Having a full team to communicate when to switch polarities and who needs to switch it is really ideal, because we saw Barmaid getting Terror Shock so early on. That was a blink Terror Shock onto the window, I believe. But due to the sharing of damage, Barmaid was still able to continue fighting.
Yeah, but for that game, of course, they did pull out what they wanted to pull out for that game, being able to take the advantage right now. Sugar Babies having 5 points and Halcyon having 3 points for round 1. At least it wasn't a 4-man elimination or a 4-man escape. Coming from both the Survivor side, both Survivors team has done very well. And then it's up to the Hunters to see how they face against each other for round 2.
Absolutely. We are going to be seeing an increase in bans, and I'm definitely anticipating some of these hunter picks getting taken off the table. We saw Tillanux's Dream Witch, we saw Algi's Hermit. So definitely looking forward to seeing what other characters they may play, or perhaps even the possibility of playing them some more. I know we've seen wax artists from both of these hunters. Honestly, with that being said, I definitely think that both teams have gotten a decent amount of wax artist practice considering that. So if they choose to opt for these wax artist picks in the following round, we are proceeding to round 2 shortly. It'll definitely be even more intense to watch.
Yeah, but of course for round 2, Sugar Babies will be choosing their map and Halcyon will be banning the map. If Sugar Baby wants, they could opt out for maps that do counter Hermit and Wax Artist as Myxieneo has said, or they can just give their Hunter a full advantage point right here. We have seen as well in our current tourney, most teams prefer big maps in general, just because it's more comfortable for them to transition to down near areas where there's no ciphers, so you don't disturb your teammates from decoding, and of course areas where there's not that much pallets, which is pretty comfortable for hunters compared to being in arms or being in Leos. And then if Halcyon wants to bet on winning round 2, they probably need to play a little bit more riskier from their survivor side. For example, more harass or more decode. It's really up to them, as long as they can, as long as they can buy enough time for the ciphers to be done, everything will be on their side, because we have seen how well their supports are.
Absolutely. I'm definitely manifesting maybe some more Embalmer from No More. Oh, and definitely Forbidden's Prospector. I definitely think that Forbidden really proved themselves as an excellent Prospector player. Even in the very start of this tournament, I remember we watched and commentated for Halcyon going up against No Fly Zone. And Ford was just constantly clutching with that Prospector, as well as their batter. I was really impressed by the support they were able to provide. You mentioned decoders as well. We've definitely seen a lot of Prisoner from Bunny Bun Bun, so maybe we will see that Prisoner once again.
Yeah, it's really up to how long they can contain as well. Even though Prisoner is a very viable survivor for containment and for decoding, if the hunter decides to pick anyone alongside the lines of Geisha or BQ, it's almost always a guaranteed tie.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think we are going to be getting the map picks first and foremost. I know you has mentioned going for the bigger maps. We did have Moonlit River Park banned first thing, but we do have our max map selection in play. We are going to be seeing some Chinatown for round 2.
And it seems like Arms has been banned from Halcyon's side. Yeah, Arms Factory female dancer is going to be the most annoying thing out there. But if it is this map, then we may be proceeding to see some Annies or female dancers banned for these ones. If Halcyon decides to run this more risky, like high risk, high reward team comps, he needs to ban out all the harassers for him to be able to gain advantage over first chase.
For sure. It looks like we are moving on to the ban and pick selection. We are going to be seeing Halcyon's Hunter Algi's once again going up the Sugar Baby Survivors. And Algi's has opted to ban Seer and Priestess first thing.
Oh, it seems like they decided to ban Wax Artist from Sugar Baby Survivor side. If they want Halcyon's Hunter to run Hermit once again, we may be seeing the Barmaid and not Barmaid. Like Mercy will always be first pick, but then Barmaid or Psycho as second pick to counter that Hermit.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like the first two Survivor Sugar Babies is going to lock in will be Mercenary and Female Dancer. Oh, I'm definitely happy to see some female dancer in play. I know I mentioned it at the very start of the live stream, so that'll be really exciting. We are going to see a Prospector ban as our third Survivor taken off the table.
And then Psychologist will be our third survivor pick from Sugar Baby's side. They do have some kind of format to prevent the Hunter from running Hermit, but Hermit is a very good counter against a female dancer as well, because even if there is a slow music box around the vicinity, one Hermit stun is more than enough for him to catch up and to be able to hit the survivor. And then for the fourth survivor, it seems like, well, Entomologist will be coming out once again.
Interesting stuff. I do think we have the Patient Band as the final pick, and Psychologist and Entomologist finishing off the team. I'm interested in this team comp, though. I'm surprised that Sugar Babies didn't opt for the Toy Merchant. I know Sapphire is a well-renowned Toy Merchant player, and we even saw them play up against Ghost in Chinatown. I believe it was yesterday. There was a catapult that the Toy Merchant put up towards the stairs area by the hotel, and I believe it was the Entomologist who was being chased. I think they used that catapult like 3 times during their kite alone. It was a really solid catapult that gets you towards the stairs. Yeah.
They better be breaking catapults. But thankfully, there's no Toy Merchants in this map, so all what Hunters really have to do is to break the slow music boxes from female dancer side. But it seems like Halcyon has opted out for Clerk Clerk. Oh.
Ooh, Algae's Clerk. I do think we saw Algae's play Clerk a while back. It was definitely a couple of weeks ago, so I'm definitely excited to see more of Clerk. I think Clerk is gonna be an interesting pick in Chinatown on such an open map. I feel like the windows and pallets are a little bit closer together. Oh my goodness, I've done it again. I'm sorry, Algaes. I'm definitely not hunting for you, Halcyon, unless you want a Cobra 1. But yeah, we are going to be proceeding to the Persona Web selection and then the Hunter. Oh wait, no, we already got our Hunter pick, but we do have the Persona Webs in. They're gonna go for just 1 Tide and 2 Broken Windows, followed by 1 Flywheel.
Oh, that's going to be very interesting. 2 Tides is very solid, of course, but now for Algae's side, going Clerk is not such a bad idea since there is no harassers in this team. If Clerk can get someone down ASAP within 60 seconds, the whole game would be on her side. But because this is a full support team comp, it'll be a little bit harder for this Clerk to actually get someone down. We have the female dancer with the slow music boxes, but we also have the entomologist with the very annoying bees to slow you down and to block you from certain paths. Right now, no one's going to be that easy to chase because Ento can just running a straight line with bees on her. Female dancer can just put 1 slow music box down and then dance away, and then a Psycho who can tank 3 hits. Don't need to really say much about that, but on with the area selection we go.
Okay, so Entomologist is gonna go for the restaurant. I think that's restaurant. We are gonna be seeing Algae spawn by one of the gates. This is the Sugar Baby Survivors versus the Halcyon Hunter in the first half of round 2. Good luck to both teams.
Now then, if Clark decides to spawn right in front of Umbrella Gate, then I'd say Psychologist would be a fairly nice chase. But because Female Dancer is relatively close to Psychologist, we probably would be seeing 2 slow music boxes placed down in between pallets for the Psychologist to contain for quite a long time. Now then, seeing Angel D, who is right at the edge of the stairs.
Oh, we are going to see. I think that hunt definitely will help out Algaes here to locate the survivor. And there we go. Oh, okay. Angel D is going to get that first hit. Yeah, unfortunately, that was definitely an early hit. hit, but we are going to see Angel D going back towards the hotel, going up those stairs. They are going to be recorded by Algaes, and oh, be careful on the fall here. There is going to be no, double hit. Yeah, I think that's going to be lag.
I think that's gonna be 60-second I think we're gonna have a redo right here because it was within 60 seconds of the time.
For sure.
But we're gonna be waiting for that.
But I do think there was something happening right there because it looked like Angel D wasn't able to move very much. But I definitely think that despite that, Algaes definitely knew what they were doing. Going down for that drop hit was really solid. Of course, when the hunter falls, the fall animation kind of cancels the attack recovery. So he was able to get those 2 hits right there. Definitely useful against a psychologist, getting those 3 hits and more than the first present.
But also being able to get that really great first early hit from Clerk, Entomologist should have been immediately moving her bees instead of decoding during that time, because it doesn't really matter if Ento gives up on all her decoding, as long as the other 2 survivors can't decode out there, and as long as Ento can support to the point that the psychologist can contain for 120 seconds, that's already a very, good game. Because Ento can't just stand idle by. Entomologist decodes fast. They don't decode, so they decode relatively fast. If they can prolong the game until accelerated decoding has emerged, then it'll be way easier for Sugar Baby survivors to be able to speed decode the ciphers in order to counter invalid from the Clerk side. So from that point of view, I feel like even though Angel D did lag, there is still a possibility that he did say don't support me, but I still feel like Entomologist should have been getting her bees ready immediately, just so then the psychologist can contain for a little bit longer. Because right now, as we can see, even though the cycle did down relatively fast, right now Entomologist bees are useless.
Yeah, really great analysis, you. I do believe that according to our mod team, we will opt to restart. There's definitely some issues over perhaps ping connection, whatever it may be. Since it was within the 60 seconds start of the match, we might just have to restart here.
Yeah, there was 30 seconds remaining until Blink was up, so now then we will be restarting this and we'll be back in the game as soon as possible. Well, what else of a kiting route do you think they should have taken, Mixie, from Psychologist side?
Honestly, if Psychologist was able to get out of that hotel area, if they ended up going for the pallets over by the blue light area, I can't remember which survivor was there. It might have been Mercenary, to be honest, because I think Mercenary and Psychologist spawned together, but Female Dancer and Entomologist spawned on the other side. If Female Dancer and Psychologist were nearby, or Entomologist, we could have seen those bees as well as those music boxes. Yeah.
It's really up to their teammates to be able to prolong the kite against the Clerk, because what counters Clerk the most is teamwork, not solo kite. You can't really solo kite a Clerk when she can just record you every 10 seconds when you have the record, and you can't be expected to put down a pallet, and you also cannot be expected to always win. I'm gonna mute real quick. You're on your own for a bit.
No worries. It does look like the Female Dancer will be the one spawning near the Psychologist. So if we're able to get Angel D to transition towards the Female Dancer's area, there are definitely some pallets over there that can be utilized for those music boxes. One thing to note that by Female Dancer's spawn, there's a cipher and a pallet, good for a fast box. But we are going to be restarting with the first half of round 2, Sugar Baby survivors versus the Halcyon Hunter. Good luck to both teams.
then we do see the psychologist rotating straight towards the stairs right now, trying to get up the 2 stories as fast as possible, just so she can contain for an even longer time compared to the previous game.
And it looks like Angel D has utilized those stairs and to drop a pallet. We did see the female dancer set up a fast music box over there if Angel D does choose to transition.
And there's no way that this psychologist would be able to jump down right here because she wouldn't be able to give that double free hit. Seems like Clerk does want to play a little bit mind game right here and is able to close the distance right now. Seems like Angel D wasn't looking back and will be getting a second hit immediately right here.
Excellent mind game by Algies. That was really good. I also like the recording once Angel D was approaching that pallet. Oh, we are going to be seeing all of the boxes that have been utilized here. 2 slow boxes as well as 1 fast box. Algies really needs to be careful of that female dancer seeking for a pallet stun.
Yeah, and of course for the female dancer's body block right now, we see the mercenary coming in as well. Now, it seems like they decide not to opt out for the entomologist support. And he's dead! This hit to the female dancer, he's dead!
It's really unfortunate, especially with the slow box. That was a really slow attack recovery animation. Angel D is able to go back to the hotel area by these stairs. Without that recording, it's definitely going to be safer to drop that pallet. And we did see the utilization link early on, so... Oh, it does look like the female dancer just got healed by the mercenary as well. Oh, and there we go.
Entomologist support. Ooh, decides not to break the bees right there. The bees can come back to bite you once again if you're not careful, of course. But we also know that the clerk does not have blink anymore, so the psychologist could take their time. Oh, wait, okay.
It's alright, we are going to see a down on the psychologist right here. And of course, there is a chair right there. We are at 4 ciphers remaining, however, with 2. 1 is nearly popped, and the middle is about halfway done. And another cipher has been started towards the opposite end of the map, as well as 1 nearby. We are going to be seeing Mercenary go in for this rescue.
Yeah, and alongside with entomologist support right here, once the clerk does hit the mercy, the ento needs to come immediately to block the way. She needs to make sure that she does a good job right here, but it doesn't seem like ento can do it and gives a mini push right there, able to give the double hit on the mercy. Now then, it's all really up to the psychologist to contain for an even longer time right now. Mercy needs to leave this area immediately as fast as possible, or else we don't want to see a double chair situation right here.
Sure, and Angel D has returned over to the hotel stairs on the outside. And Mercenary is going to go down by the middle cipher, trying to decode what he can before going down. And female dancer is on the heel for the Mercenary, and Angel D has utilized the pallet inside hotel. Oh, nice usage of the recording to break that hotel stair pallet.
Then it seems like she wants to rotate towards the female dancer's slow music box right now, which was placed between the 2 pallets near this area, as we can see. This is gonna hurt a lot for the clerk, but she was able to vault over that though, because the first recording was putting down the pallet, now vaulting over the pallet.
Yeah, the female dancer is back here to possibly do another body block. But there's the blink online. Oh, but there's going to be a missed hit. And here comes the entomologist and mercenary as well. Here's another hit on the mercenary, who will be going down once again. But of course, he still has his exit path because we saw the female dancer heal him earlier.
Yeah, it seems like Mercy wants to come in to block that entranceway right there for the psychologist, but it seems like he was barely enough to reach it. Now then, there's going to be a double down situation right here, which we did not want to see from the survivor side. It's honestly great for a clerk, because right now what has to happen here is one of you have to rescue the Mercy, and another one of you has to rescue the psychologist, which means no one is able to decode right now.
Sure, and here we have that hit recording. We are at 1 cipher remaining, however, and that cipher is already past half.
Yeah, but because of the double down on Mercy's side, even though we did see that Mercy wanted to come body block as much as possible, if the cycle was able to rotate to even further area, then it probably would have been better.
Nice terror shock.
That hit it the Ento? I thought that hit it the Mercy.
We are going to be seeing Angel D get eliminated right here. And it does look like the cipher is about 67, but of course now the clerk is free to guard that cipher with the recordings.
Yeah, right now Entomologist is the opening point for Clerk right now because Ento did use quite a lot of Beast in order to assist the Psychologist to contain for as long as possible. Right here, as we can see, it seems like Clerk decides that she wants to waste all of Mercy's elbow pads right here, so then he'll be an opening for late game. But I still feel like Ento probably would have been a better idea.
Definitely a good thing to point out, you. We are seeing Algaes keep a close eye on Female Dancer's cipher at the opposite end. It does look like Dungeon is on their side too. So, oh, they are gonna go for that pop. Mercenary is at full health now, and they are moving towards. We do see Female Dancer and Entomologist at one gate together, and Clerk is going to be checking that and opting to chase them again.
Now the problem is Female Dancer still has 3 music boxes on her hands right now, so double slow music box right here. It's not going to be that easy to get any of them down right here. Even though they do have no items, the slow music box does hurt quite a lot. Okay, locks the gate right there. There is a blink potential right here. If Dakiri can reach to the next slow music box, the blink can be nullified. Dakiri. Ento coming in with a support with a beast.
All out. Everyone's out of their items.
Yeah.
Oh, nice mind game right there. Dakiri is gonna go down. Watch out, Algaes. The dungeon is here. Okay, but good. We are gonna see a chair right here.
Yeah, and the recording is not gonna be ready on time because no one will, like, if they record the, if Ento is recorded right there, then all Mercy has to do is to open the gate. Now then, it's 17 seconds left until the next record is ready. It seems like this will be a guaranteed tie from Clerk's side.
Congratulations to SugarBabies and Halcyon for the tie. Starting off pretty solid with round 2. Definitely still a lot of pressure. I'd say a little bit more on Halcyon's side because SugarBabies does have the point lead right here. But tie is a really good place to start off with.
Yeah, but if SugarBabies Hunter Kutu wants to opt out for more than a tie, then they can just take this win and take their 3rd place and go home. But of course, that's really up to how SugarBabies Hunters want to play this one, of course, if they want to play more safe or if they want to just finish round 2 and go rank in like 2 hours, no 3 hours. Rank is ready in 3.5 hours.
Yeah, for sure.
We've seen that yesterday as well with Halcyon versus Omega. Stopped. They wanted to go for rank.
That's really funny. Got it? No, you gotta get those 3 dailies.
You do. Or they're just rank maniacs in general, which I can't relate to. Now then, for round 2, first half, we have SugarBabies coming out as a tie against Halcyon's Hunter. It's currently 2-2 for both sides. Now, Kudu has to be very careful as well because he can't make the same mistakes from last game. Last game's mistake was it was not basically chairing the toy merchant when she got downed and looking for the Mercy. Of course, that was a little bit unfortunate because we know that he definitely could have went for the 4-man elimination, but because Exegate did open pretty fast right there, Kudu has to be a little bit more careful right now and a little bit more wary of how fast gates are going to open for this. And no, I am not going to sing Kamoji.
Are going to go over to the Bannon picks. Yeah, we are going to be having the Halcyon Survivors versus the SugarBabies Hunter. Definitely the pressure is on Halcyon Survivors. They've definitely got to tie things or hopefully win if they want to go for that 3rd place.
Yeah. Seems like from Kutu's side, it's gonna be the normal Priestess Seer ban, and then from Halcyon Survivor side, they want to opt the Dream Witch out of this one.
Yeah, solid choice. We saw how well Linux was able to play Dream Witch. We know that that's a big threat, and honestly, on Chinatown, I definitely think that Dream Witch ban is a really solid pick. We are going to be seeing Halcyon lock in Mercenary and Psychologist first thing.
Seems like they want to opt out for a little bit more of a tanky team comp right here. There seems like Entomologist has been banned. Of course, Ento is still a very nice asset to have, especially when whoever's going to be kiting in Hotel will be getting those bees in any area possible. Because it's really hard for Psycho to fail any of her bees in Hotel in general because of all the narrow spaces there is.
For sure. Entomologist, right? But yeah. We saw how threatening Entomologist was even just in the last match. That was some really solid support with the bees for anyone being chased and even off the rescue. We are going to be seeing a Prospector for our third pick. I definitely think that that will probably be Forb. I'm excited to see more of Forbidden's Prospector.
Yeah, no, the problem with this team right now is there is harass, there is support, but I don't see, it seems very stable. It seems like they're not going to play for a 3-man. It seems like they actually want to go for a tying set, which is just fine, but we do want to see some kind of, you know, flexy solo support plays coming from the Survivor side, but you know what, that's fine as well. The pressure is on Survivor side, of course, because they need to aim for more than a tie to win this round, or just go for the tie to go on for round 3 to see if they can push their luck a little bit more.
Absolutely, they just cannot afford to lose, and I would love to see more of them as we are going to be seeing that Prisoner. Let's go. I think I'm getting fan service here. I was rooting for the Prospector pick from Forb and Prisoner pick from Bunny Bun Bun, so I'm gonna be happy whatever the result of the match. I've always been happy to see their gameplay, so yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing what kind of persona webs they're gonna be bringing though, because I've mentioned it before. I love to mention it because it really put me at such a surprise. But Halcyon was one of those teams that just went for no tide in one round. And that impressed me so much. They were able to really clutch things up against Fafa. And you know how well of a hunter Fafa is. They went no tide with Fafa. So I definitely think that Halcyon is definitely a team you should not underestimate. So yeah.
That is very brave. That is very brave, going no tide against Fafa's Spider, right? That is very brave.
It might have not been the Spider. I think it was the Wu Chang, but they did really great.
That is still very brave.
Yeah, really, like just, I think going no tide against Fafa alone was just really, really ballsy, and it paid off.
Yeah. Maybe the Survivors will be running full tide as well. I want to see the Tide Mercy, please. Oh, please, I'm joking. Don't do it. But
no, we were talking about Flywheel.
No. We don't have to go that far now. I'm gonna shut my mouth. I'm not gonna jinx anything once again. But the more safer this goes, I believe that Prisoner and Prospector running Flywheel would be probably a better choice for this one, because Prisoner with Flywheel has been played off quite a lot in recent, well, not in recent tourneys, in rank in general, because one electrocute and one Flywheel is always a guarantee new transitioning area kite. So it's better than broken windows in general, that's my opinion. But of course, in a map like Chinatown as well, where the palettes are relatively close towards each other and there's not that much windows to utilize, Flywheel will still be a better option right here for the Survivor's persona web.
For sure, and Chinatown is one of those maps where the windows break as well. Oh, we are going to be seeing some Sculptor from Tulanox. Really exciting.
Oh, if Sculptor comes out from Kutu, then it's I believe that the sculptor did come out to counter the cycle and the patient. It'll be a little bit harder for Kutu to do anything against that prospector though, unless he does manage to land the 2 chips early on and immediate blink down. But of course, that's only the case when Prosy doesn't have flywheel ready to use.
For sure. And I do think that our prospector is going to be bringing broken windows, so we aren't going to be seeing that flywheel. But I can definitely anticipate some support kites, even though decoder is usually the first target or the squishiest target. We've seen some really great support by Halcyon, and their teamwork is quite impeccable. We've seen really great teamwork from SugarBabies as well. So
Yes.
both teams, survivors and hunters, are really excellent at what they do. So I really hope you'll look forward to this following. Oh my goodness, sorry, I need to switch out of the team once again. I really need to get into the habit of switching out. I keep doing this
It's
throughout the
okay.
tournament, but yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I use like 2 different devices just so I can double check. But yes, now then
Smart.
onto the persona picking we go. It seems like we'll have Prisoner running Flywheel, Prospector running Windows instead, Psych running Windows, and Mercy running Tide.
For sure.
Mhm.
I'm really excited. I wonder what spawns they're gonna choose. Maybe they'll opt for something similar. I think I like SugarBabies' choices in spawns, having 2 survivors on kind of 2 sides and then choosing really good areas. They use the restaurant and the hotel.
Yeah, but if Forbidden decides to run Windows for this one, then it'll be a little bit harder for him to harass, because having flywheel in general for a harasser just means that they can extend harasses for a really long period of time, especially against a sculptor as well, in which her pickup animation is relatively slow. If Prosy does not decide to go flywheel, then there is a huge chance that the Prosy could get chipped down immediately when phase 2 has been opened. So it's a little bit of a risky pick here for Prospector. They probably didn't think that the sculptor will be coming out from Kutu's side.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think that it might have been a surprise, but of course, I'm really excited to see some of Tulanook's Sculptor. I don't think I've seen them play Sculptor. I remember watching them play Dream Witch and Wax Artist yesterday, but they're gonna go for an L formation.
Well. It seems like Kudu decides to spawn in the middle for this one, and the survivor decides to opt out that they're gonna put their full faith into Bunny to contain for 5 ciphers for this one, as they have decided to put her inside hotel with Prospector, of course, right beside her in order to assist and to prolong the kite, and of course Mercy being within the vicinity to shout out the hunter's location, so then the prisoner could either hide or rotate to a better area safely.
Good luck to both teams. This is the Halcyon Survivors versus the SugarBabies Hunter in the second half of round 2.
And then onto the game we go. It seems like Kudu wants to go opt out for the psychologist instead. Decides to say, we're not gonna go for the bait anymore. The prisoner is no more for me. But if he does not see the psychologist, then he's gonna be seeing the prospector right here.
Yeah, that was some nice hiding by the pallet. But we are... nice chip hit on the prospector. There is a magnet though.
But Kudu needs to stack back here right here, because it's going to be a pushback magnet. When you see a prospector having that type of line coming out, you're going to know that it's going to be a magnet that pushes you back. When it's a magnet that sucks you in, there's going to be no line at all. So it would probably be better for Kudu right there to step back just 1 to 2 centimeters, just so the magnet can be nullified. Right now here though, the prospector needs to be a little bit careful because he can't get chipped right here. No attack recovery, thankfully.
Nice. Yeah, I think Forb has been doing a really good job of avoiding those statues. That first one was a little bit inevitable in such a tight spot, but nice statue and hit through the pallet. We are going to be seeing Prospector go down here.
That that is the assassin. Okay, he's gonna have nightmares tonight. Prosy did go down relatively fast right here. And Sculptor's Blink is ready just now. She has 2 sets of statues ready, so the full pressure is currently on Mercenary's side. Mercy didn't get to decode too much, but if Mercy comes in too early, then Kudu can just immediately force the rescue and save the statues for later. Mercy did not get a chip right there, Sally, but Kudu probably should just force the rescue right here, which is a 25% right now. There's no need to wait anymore. Oh, thank God I really hit the chair.
Really cutting it close right here, and there's the statue hit. Nice chair bomb. We are gonna get a rescue here. Oh, it was the prisoner able to pop Mercenary Cypher over in the middle. Oh, nice long stun. Doing the attraction to pull Tolanox into those box thingies. And we are gonna see Forb going up those stairs. Watch out for the blink if that...
Oh, once again. Oh, Lord.
Tolanox is really good at the blink, the prediction of the blink prediction. I don't know, we've seen it twice. But here we're gonna see Prospector chair, yeah.
Yeah. No, you have to give the W for Prospector though. Last game Patient, he also did the same thing, but Kudu just decides not to blink out for that one, so...
For sure. I think how Bunny Bun Bun really went for that Cypher pop. The connection was broken, so they went back. We're gonna see both of them over here.
It seems like they do want to protect as much as possible, but right now, Prosy does have one magnet. Prosy needs to be careful, he can't throw down a magnet. But there's also still blink available.
He really needs to be careful of accidentally magneting the... Oh, nice hit on the Prospector. Even though Prisoner was trying to body block. We are going to see Prospector unfortunately get eliminated right here, but I do think it's beneficial that the Prisoner is unscathed. Able to pick up the Mercenary right here. Now they need to run for their lives. Prisoner had a little bit of wanted order. So I think they're next in line for the kite.
Yeah, but now all what Kudu has to really do is to melt down this prisoner as fast as possible, because he does have 3 sets on him right now. And of course with blink as well. Does he want to blink down here? Does he want to blink down here? Oh, no, too late. Wait, that's a bit too late.
There we go. Oh, but we are gonna see one chip. But second one, nice. Oh, but nice usage of the shock.
Prisoner is... No, prisoner is dead here, sadly.
Wait. Oh, the statues. There we go. We are gonna see Prisoner get choked up by the statue here. Mercenary was able to get healed up by that whistle, I believe. And Yunoya has started a new cipher.
Now, there is really no pressure right now on the survivor side as well, because they know that they could get the cipher done on time, because there is accelerated decoding right now for the survivor side. But if Kudu decides to aim for the cycle, then the Mercy can just do a no damage rescue, and of course the 2 other survivors can just rush the last cipher right now. It's going to be highly unlikely that Yunoya is going to be immediately knocked down right here, but if I'm not wrong, Kudu just wants to wait his teleport out right here.
For sure. Alright, so we are gonna see Yunoya take a statue hit right here. I do think that Prisoner has returned to the hotel cipher outside, and so is No More. They'll be able to get that primed, and if Yunoya is able to continue this fight, gets the hit right here. 35%. It's gonna be a really tough call.
Right now, Yunoya going near to the nearest pad right here. It's going to be a small mind game, because it's better if she just doesn't vault and just stays there.
Absolutely. But, we are going to see a really good statue right here, pushing them into the wall.
Now, there is a chance for Kudu to be able to put the Psychologist in basements. That's 3 right now. That's 4. Kudu can't be too greedy. Yeah.
No More, the Mercenary is already closing in, but Bunny Bun Bun really needs to be careful, because with that TP online in a few seconds, they can get teleported on. But it does look like we are gonna have...
No, Kutu. Oh no, Kutu has to save his statues right here. Kutu can't use his statues. He cannot use his statues. Please don't use them. You can't stop. You can't stop. Gets the hit on Mercy.
Oh,
Hey.
misses that last hit. That was a pop right there. It does look like Tolanux is gonna go for Psychologist though. Yunoya is taking the vault over by the gate.
Yeah, immediate double chip right here. There's a chance that he could melt the Psychologist down right here. One chip.
It's a bit unfortunate though because I would have assumed that Yunoya would go for the corner because the dungeon was over there. But Hotel of course is a strong fighting area. Oh, but teleport is gonna be online.
Yeah, but if Kudu decides to chair the Psychologist right here, then the gate would be... Oh, it's not open!
Watch out.
Wait, get him!
Oh.
Oh, okay, GG.
That was a close one. Oh, so unfortunate. I think with the shock right there, that definitely could have been used for maybe if the mercenary was picked up. But at that point, it was safer to... Congratulations to SugarBabies for pulling out the 3-man elimination.
Very well done. Very well done right there. It was very, very close as well from Kudu's side. But I just need to add, you shouldn't be using your statues in basement when the cipher is primed. The main reason is you can stuff all the rescues in... You can stuff them from coming out on the stairs so that they can be chipped down immediately, and then you can land your no attack recovery hit. But that was very well done by Kudu as well. It's very close for the survivors. The gate was at 90%. But because Mercy didn't manage to get out on time, he didn't have the cross speed. This is why you need to have flywheel. I'm joking. But let us congratulate once again for SugarBabies for coming 3rd place in this tourney.
Yeah, congratulations to SugarBabies and congratulations to Halcyon. It was really fun watching both teams play. I'm happy to see more of Halcyon and I'm happy to get to commentate for SugarBabies as well. Definitely looking forward to seeing more of both teams.
Yeah, it was very interesting to see. It was very interesting to see these matches. Of course, Kutu has been giving us some very Kudu has been giving us gameplays that keeps us on the edge of our seats, and we have seen as well the Halcyon survivors doing a really good job getting the tie from that 4-man elimination against Kudu's Dream Witch. And you know, from SugarBaby's side, their survivors being able to successfully use the barmaid as the bait in order to get that 4-man endgame against Halcyon's main Hermit. And of course, for game 3, it's just a little bit unlucky for them because they definitely would have been able to go out for that tie. But because the gate was being opened relatively slow and Mercy couldn't crawl out on time, which led to the Sculptor being able to get a 3-man elimination right there.
For sure. And that was a really interesting Galatea analysis. I did not know about all of those statues. So chat, be sure to take notes from Use Pro Sculptor gameplay. Supportive Kuroshiro Gaming. I do think we're not commentating together for the finals, are we? I think I will be with Lucy.
Yup, for the finals we will have Omega versus Ghost, and it will be Mixie and Lucy who will be commentating for this one. I will be sleeping, so good luck, have fun to both teams, of course, and of course good luck to Mixie and to Lucy for them commentating 5 games in a row. Yeah, it's gonna be
It'll be fun. Yeah, our finals will be best of 5 instead of best of 3. I'd use another word, but we have a banned word, so we are gonna be starting a new stream for the finals, so stay tuned to Mitsuha's channel. You'll be seeing Omega and Ghost later, and will have the honor of commentating both teams as well as commentating with Lucy. So see you then.
Yes, bye-byes for now.
Thank you, everyone. See you later. Take care.